Hello friends, how are you? Welcome back to Change Your Life. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the Washington quarter dollar and uncovering the stories, history, and collector secrets behind some of America's most interesting coins. In this video, we'll take a closer look at our top 3 Washington quarters, the 1990 D, 1991 D, and 1993 P mint mark coins. At first glance, these quarters may look like ordinary pocket change. They may be scratched, dirty, faded, or have unusual color tones from years of circulation. But appearances can be deceiving. While most examples are worth only their face value, certain quarters with rare minting errors, exceptional condition, or unique characteristics can attract serious attention from collectors and sell for impressive prices. We'll explore the history of these iconic American coins, explain the meaning of the D and P mint marks, discuss what makes some coins more valuable than others, and reveal the rare errors that every collector should watch. 4. Whether you're an experienced coin collector, a new investor, or simply curious about the coins hiding in your pocket, this video has something for you. So before you spend that old Washington quarter, make sure you watch until the very end. You could discover that an ordinary-looking coin is actually a collectible treasure. Now, without further delay, let's begin with coin number 1. The 1990 D Washington quarter. Welcome back to Change Your Life. Today, we're exploring one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1990 D Washington quarter. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary quarter that has spent years passing from one pocket to another. It may be scratched, faded, dirty, or covered with years of wear. Most people would never give it a second look, but experienced collectors know that sometimes the smallest details can make a tremendous difference. So before you spend that old quarter sitting in your drawer, your coin jar, or your wallet, stay with me until the end of this video. You might discover something you never expected. While most 1990 D quarters are worth only their face value, a small number with unusual characteristics, outstanding condition, or genuine mint errors have become highly desirable to collectors. To understand why this coin attracts attention, let's travel back to 1990. The United States was entering a new decade, and millions of Washington quarters were being produced every day for circulation. The Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark, struck hundreds of millions of these coins. They were designed for everyday use in stores, banks, vending machines, and cash registers across America. The Washington quarter first appeared in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Because people appreciated its classic appearance, the design remained in production for decades. The obverse features George Washington's portrait, while the reverse used during 1990 displays the famous American eagle, with outstretched wings, holding arrows and olive branches. Around the edge appears the words United States of America, quarter dollar, and E pluribus unum, symbols of the nation's history and unity. Many people mistakenly believe the 1990 D Washington quarter is a silver coin. In reality, regular circulation examples are made from a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel. They have the familiar silver-colored appearance, but they are not struck in the 90% silver composition used for Washington quarters before 1965. Knowing this difference is important because the metal alone does not make the 1990 D quarter rare. So why do collectors still search for this coin? The answer lies in quality, rarity, and mistakes made during the minting process. Every coin begins as a blank planchet before being struck between engraved dies under tremendous pressure. If something unusual happens during that process, a doubled design, an off-center strike, a clipped planchet, or another authentic mint error, that coin instantly becomes more interesting. To collectors, condition also plays a major role. A heavily worn quarter that has circulated for decades is usually worth only 25 cents. However, a coin preserved in exceptional mint state condition with sharp details, brilliant luster, and few or no marks may be worth significantly more to collectors. Certified examples graded by professional grading services often command the strongest prices because buyers know their authenticity and condition have been independently verified. Another important rule for every collector is simple: never clean your coins. Many beginners believe that making an old coin shiny will increase its value. In reality, Cleaning often leaves tiny scratches and removes the original surface that collectors prize. A naturally aged coin is generally more desirable than one that has been polished. If you think you have an unusual example, leave it exactly as you found it until it can be examined properly. As we continue, we'll look at the genuine mint errors that can transform an ordinary looking 1990 Washington quarter into a coin that collectors are eager to own. And we'll discuss what these pieces have actually sold for in today's market. Next up. Second coin, the 1991 Washington quarter. At first glance, the 1991 Washington quarter may look like an ordinary coin that has spent years in circulation. You may find one that is dirty, scratched, dark in color, or has an unusual golden, brown, or gray appearance from decades of use. Most people would spend it without thinking twice. But experienced collectors know that every coin deserves a closer look because small details can make a big difference. The 1991 Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the small d mint mark on the obverse of the coin. This quarter continues the famous Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The classic portrait of Washington appears on the front, while the reverse features the majestic eagle, a symbol of American strength and freedom. For decades, this design was one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Many people believe every old-looking quarter is made of silver, but that is not true. The regular 1991 Washington quarter was produced using a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel, giving it a silver-colored appearance. However, collectors never judge a coin by its color alone. Instead, they examine the strike, luster, condition, and any unusual minting characteristics that could make it stand out from millions of others. So what makes some 1991 quarters more desirable? The answer is rarity, preservation, and genuine mint errors. During the minting process, powerful presses strike blank planchets using engraved dies. Occasionally, something goes wrong. A die may become damaged, the design may be struck slightly off-center, or doubling may appear on parts of the lettering or design. These authentic mint errors are uncommon and are often the reason collectors become interested in a particular coin. Condition is equally important. A quarter that has circulated for many years usually shows heavy wear and is generally worth only its face value. On the other hand, a coin that has been carefully preserved with sharp details, bright mint luster, and very few marks may command a premium among collectors. Coins that receive high grades from professional grading services are especially desirable because their condition has been independently verified. One mistake many beginners make is cleaning their coins. Although a polished coin may look more attractive, cleaning often damages the original surface. Tiny hairline scratches and the loss of natural mint luster can reduce collector value. If you think your 1991 quarter looks unusual, the safest choice is to leave it exactly as it is until it has been examined by an experienced numismatist or a professional grading service. Today's market value depends entirely on condition and rarity. Most circulated 1991 Washington quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents. Attractive uncirculated examples can sell for several dollars, while exceptional certified coins with very high grades may bring significantly higher prices. If a genuine and dramatic mint error is discovered, its value can increase far beyond that of an ordinary coin because collectors compete for truly scarce pieces. So before you spend a worn 1991 Washington quarter, take a few moments to inspect it carefully. Look for unusual doubling, off-center strikes, missing design elements, clipped planchets, or other authentic mint errors. While most examples are common, finding a truly rare variety can be an exciting discovery for any collector. Now that we've uncovered the history and collector appeal of the 1991 Washington quarter, it's time to move on to our third and final coin, where we'll reveal another fascinating Washington quarter that has captured the attention of collectors across the United States. Next up, third and final coin, the 1993 Washington quarter. This is the last coin on today's countdown, and it may be one of the most interesting quarters you'll ever examine. At first glance, the 1993 Washington quarter appears to be just another ordinary coin that has passed through countless hands over the years. You may find one with scratches, faded details, dark toning, or unusual shades of gray, gold, or brown caused by decades of circulation. Most people would never think twice before spending it, but experienced collectors know that every coin has a story. And sometimes that story can lead to an exciting discovery. The P Mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most famous mints in the United States. The Washington Quarter series has honored America's first president, George Washington, since 1932. The familiar portrait of Washington on the front and the American eagle on the reverse became symbols recognized by generations of Americans. By 1993, these quarters were produced in very large numbers for everyday commerce, making them one of the most widely used coins in the country. Many people assume that an older quarter with a silver appearance must be made of silver. In fact, the regular 1993 P Washington quarter struck for circulation is a copper, nickel-clad coin, not a traditional 90% silver quarter. Its bright metallic color often causes confusion, but collectors understand that a coin's true value comes from much more than its appearance. Rarity, preservation, eye appeal, and genuine minting errors are what truly separate an ordinary coin from one that collectors actively seek. Every coin begins as a blank metal planchet before it is struck under tremendous pressure. Although the minting process is carefully controlled, small mistakes can occasionally occur. A doubled design, an off-center strike, a clipped planchet, or other authentic mint errors can transform a common coin into an exciting collectible. These unusual pieces are much scarcer than normal coins, which is why collectors carefully inspect every detail before deciding whether a coin deserves further examination. Condition is another major factor. A heavily worn 1993 P quarter that has spent years in circulation is generally worth only its face value of 25 cents. However, an uncirculated coin with strong mint luster, crisp details, and very few contact marks may be worth considerably more to collectors. Coins that receive top grades from professional grading services are especially desirable because their authenticity and condition have been independently verified. One of the most important lessons in coin collecting is never to clean an old coin. Cleaning may seem like a good idea, but it often removes the original surface and leaves tiny scratches that reduce collector value. Even if your quarter looks dull or dirty, it is usually better to leave it in its natural condition until it has been examined by an expert. So what is the 1993 P Washington quarter worth today? The answer depends entirely on its condition and whether it has a genuine mint error. Most circulated examples remain worth 25 cents. Attractive uncirculated coins may sell for several dollars, while exceptional certified examples or coins with rare mint errors can bring much higher prices in the collector market. The key is not the date alone, but the combination of rarity, preservation, and authenticity. As we come to the end of today's video, remember that every coin has a story. While most Washington quarters are common, taking a closer look at the coins in your pocket can be the beginning of an exciting collecting journey. Check the date, look for the mint mark, examine the details carefully, and never clean a coin that you think might be unusual. Thank you for watching Change Your Life. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more rare American coins, hidden mint errors, and valuable discoveries that collectors search for every day, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next adventure. Until next time, happy coin hunting and good luck with your collection. See you in the next video.